Alright guys, we're here to play some more Ratchet Clank 3, up your arsenal! And we're on the Obani Moon System. Whoa! Basically, aiming laser satellites, because that's how satellites work. They're disco balls in the sky. I suppose that is actually an accurate metaphor. In any case... whoa. As I play this, I'll be talking about Ratchet Deadlocked, for those of you in the US. And how buggy it is, because in all honesty, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. And, the reason it's bad is because it has every glitch in this game, or every glitch that this game has, Ratchet Clank 3, and then some. Which to me is just silly, because they should have had, because it was released in the US in May. It's now October. We got it at the end of September. They had 5 months, 4.5 to 5 months to fix stuff, and they didn't fix anything. I have a bad feeling that the reason for that is because the game was given away as a gift to people who were inconvenienced by the fact that Ratchet & Clank Full Frontal Assault, or Ratchet & Clank Q-Force for those of you in Europe or Australia, was released late on the Vita. The game was released late on the Vita, and they to kind of as a act of not forgiveness, but as an apology for that, they basically they gave Deadlocked away to people for that. They said, here's a free copy of Deadlocked, and the Americans got it instantaneously. The Europeans basically just had to wait for it to release. Kind of ironic. They have their apology, the apology they received for having to wait for something ended up being having to wait for something else, which is kind of weird. But in any case, our wait is now over, and they've released it, and it's buggy as all hell. And I think the reason they won't fix it, or the reason that they have no incentive to fix it, that Idle Minds has no incentive to fix it, because they're the ones who did the port, the reason they have no incentive to fix it is because it was given away as a free gift. They're not going to make any money off it, so there's no point fixing it. They haven't released a patch for this yet, and it's been, I don't know how long. It's been over a month. Over a month. It's been over a year since this was released. This was released in June 2012. So yeah, it's been a very long time, and they haven't done anything. Having said that, as I said, having said that, yeah, Ratchet Gladiator is every bug in this game, and then some. For a start, the game lags way more than this one does. And, like, lag is way more frequent in Gladiator than in this game. And there's a bit of lag in this game, and it's fine, it's to be expected, it's a PS2 port. Can't be perfect, I'm fine with that. I'm really happy with the HD trilogy, I'm quite happy with it. Even with the bugs. But this is bad. Like, this is horrible how much it was bugging out. So I was disappointed to see just how much and how often it lags. It's really bad. You get any more than a few enemies on the screen at once, or if you have like a shock mod or any kind of splash damage mod on your weapon, it lags. And lag on the PS2 version was like it'll drop the frame rate, but the speed of the game will stay consistent. So you might be getting only 15 frames a second, but the game is still playing at 100% speed. You know what I mean? On the PS3, when it deals with lag, both in the trilogy and in Deadlocked, I'll keep referring to them as Deadlocked and Gladiator. Like I'll use the names interchangeably. It's a bit stupid of me, but anyway. In this one, on the PS3 versions, they they keep the frame rate at 60 frames per second, but they drop the speed. Like, they just render the game slower, so it can render all the frames. You're supposed to put speed... You're supposed to put speed before frames. I just think that makes sense. Like, like, I don't want the game to run at 15 frames per second. That's not optimal, but I'm quite happy for it to run at 15 frames per second for little bursts of time, if that means the speed is kept consistent. And that's how the PS2 dealt with it. The PS3 doesn't deal with it that way, which is silly, because that means they've changed the way it deals with lag. And I don't know why you changed that when it was perfectly fine to begin with. Secondly, and anyone who's like watched a video of this on the internet, watched a video of like the opening cutscenes will know, the graphics go a bit funny from time to time. Like, there's one cutscene where the thing is like, the camera intersects with Ratchet's face when he puts his helmet on, and his head is like inside the camera. It's a bit weird. Now, to be fair to Isle of Mines, having done a lot of emulation and stuff, I've encountered that same problem. Doesn't mean that they get away scot-free with it, as far as I'm concerned, but I know why it happens. When you upscale games to higher resolutions than they were originally meant to run in, this stuff happens. And it's in a cutscene, right? So it's not that big of a deal. It's still annoying. Another thing with the cutscenes that they did correctly in the trilogy, but not in Deadlocked or Gladiator, they're kind of jumpy. Because the in-game cutscenes. Like, there's the pre-rendered cutscenes, which are like the video files, and then there's the in-game cutscenes, the one that the PS3 will render live as you're, like, it'll render them in the actual game engine as you're playing it. Those ones, the live cutscenes, they're kind of like jumpy. It's hard to explain. I'll record a bit and put it on screen now to show you what I mean. They're just jumpy. It seems like it's skipping a few animation frames of every second or so. And again, if they could get that right in this game, how'd they fuck it up? Like, what changed? It seems like such a simple bug to fix. It's very weird to me that you'd get that wrong. Whoop, that's upgraded, so I can't use that anymore. Yeah, that confused me. And of course, you got the whole... The cutscenes are in 4:3 instead of widescreen, which is just silly. It would take me forever to explain how that works. I'm actually going to put together a comparison video of the PS2 version and the PS3 version to demonstrate all the problems. Hopefully Older Minds will see it so they can fix this stuff, because I think it's all fixable. I don't have very much programming experience. I have quite a bit of video experience with resolutions and recording and video signals and stuff like that. But I don't have much programming experience, but I bet you anything if they sat me down and taught me the basics of how their programming language works, I'd be able to fucking fix this stuff. At least tell them how to fix it, and suggest a way to fix it. I'd be able to do it. Really, it's not that hard. These are such minor issues. The game freezes. Gladiator freezes at times. That's another thing that kind of bugged me. It's frozen multiple times. I mean, the PS2 version has frozen as well, for me, a few times. But I'm talking a few times over the couple of years that I've had it. The PS3 version froze like twice on the day I got it. That's bad, right? That means there's something wrong. That's like an A bug. That's one of the higher levels of bugs that you're not really supposed to have, that the game isn't even supposed to ship out with, kind of thing. That's not good at all. Other than that, like, if you remove that, it's wonderful. Like, it's great. It looks brilliant. The sound's a bit messed up, but I don't know why. It seems to work, like, when I use, like, the analog sound, like component. When I was recording it with the capture card, I have to use component cables. So I had to use the little white and red audio plugs. And they seem to render the sound just fine. But when I used HDMI audio on my stereo TV, I don't have surround sound or anything, I'm just playing on the TV in my bedroom, the sound seemed weird. So I'm not sure what that is. I'm not sure if that's the PS3 or if that's the game. Can't really be sure. I've also heard the co-op's kind of laggy, which sucks. I would have loved to play co-op with a friend of mine. Maybe it's not that laggy, but yeah, I don't know. Basically, long story short, I'm not sure. Like Ratchet Deadlock will definitely be my next LP. Ratchet Gladiator will be my next LP, but I don't know if it will be, actually, I'll go back and get the bolt. There's a bolt somewhere. I'm not 100% sure if it's going to be, whoopsie, if it's going to be the PS2 version or the PS3 version. Because the PS3 version looks better, but is kind of lagging, has a few bugs here and there. Another bug that I'll tell you about that was really strange, and happened more than once. There are, like, the game is based around challenges, right? It's the first Ratchet & Clank where you can pick the difficulty. You can have a difficulty ranging from 1 star to 5 star. 5 star difficulty you have to unlock. So at the moment, I'm going through 4 star difficulty so I can unlock 5 star difficulty to do it. So I'm playing on 4 star difficulty right now. I was playing for... Whoa. I thought that's where it was. Shit. There's a bolt somewhere down here. I'll find it eventually. Shit, I've lost my train of thought. The original challenges, and because you can pick the difficulty in this game, the difficulty of the challenge will of course change depending on what difficulty you've chosen. And the difficulty is affected... The difficulty you choose affects things like how many enemies there are, and how strong they are, and how much damage they do to you, stuff like that, right? But the overall challenge, like what you have to do in the challenge, remains the same. Now, having the PS2 version and the PS3 version, I noticed that the PS3 version was lagging, and I noticed that in a few particular challenges, there were a shitload of enemies on the screen, like heaps and heaps and heaps, and not like heaps of swarmers, like little tiny enemies. I mean like heaps of medium-sized enemies, along with big enemies in the background, like just lots and lots of medium and big enemies on the screen at once. And I'm thinking, maybe that's why the game's lagging. There was one challenge where I ended up killing 6... It was like a challenge where enemies, like, lots of enemies spawn and they walk towards this end zone. The challenge is called End Zone. And, you have to prevent the enemies from reaching the end zone as much as you can. In the PS2 version on 4-star difficulty, I managed to kill, like, not challenge mode, like actual, normal, regular 4-star difficulty, I managed to kill about 250, maybe 300 enemies in 2.5 minutes. PS3 version, 600. There were, and it took like 3 minutes to record what was effectively a 2.5 minute thing. Like you could see the timer running slower than it should. It took more than 1 second for it to count down 1 second, and it was so weird. And I think there might be a problem with the amount of enemies that the game spawns. Not in all challenges. In most challenges it's fine, but in some of them there's evidently a problem, and that very well might be the reason why. And also the way the widescreen kind of works. You've got a bigger field of view in the PS3 version than the PS2 version, for reasons that would take me forever to explain. But that might also be affecting it, although I do kind of like the fact that you do have a better field of view in the PS2 version, PS3 version. Fucking hell. I'm trying to find where this stupid bolt is. Fucking hell, I've got like no weapons, man! Ugh! Suck cannon, suck cannon, suck cannon, suck cannon! Ah, fuck it, man. Do I have anything else? Yes. Right. Please kill them. There you go, you're dead. And... you're dead. Where is this stupid thing? Is that it over there? No. Where is it? Oh man, I've got no clue. I've got absolutely no idea where it is. I seriously just don't know. Bloody hell, man. I'll get back to you once I've found it. Alright, I think I know where it is now. think I know where it is. See if it'll just leave me alone. Oh man, there's too much shit here. There it is. Right down there. Give me that, and we'll get the hell out of here. Right, so... yeah, I'm not sure whether I'll do the PS2 version or the PS3 version for my LP. Because the PS3 version looks a lot better, but has a whole bunch of bugs. The PS2 version doesn't look as good, but works. So I'm kind of... umming and ahhing as to what one I'll do. We'll save for the rocket launcher. Yeah, I'm kind of just tossing up between the two. And not exactly 100% sure. I'll probably do the PS2 one. And the PS2 one also means that the videos will take less time to encode and upload, which on our shitty internet will be a lot better, so that'll be good to have if the videos won't take as long to upload, because if I record them in standard def and won't upload them in high def, there's no point. But with that said, I will catch you guys next time.